Welcome to EpochStream, the series where I play whatever I feel like, in conjunction with my GAMEpoch series. I'm MystikDan, and I am playing Dark Souls. I have not touched this. This is a promise to you. I have not touched this since the last time, and I really didn't make any progress. Did not make any progress last time. Oh, hey, friend. Ow. Whatever. I'm already forgetting exactly where to go. It's been long enough. What was it, a week ago on Tuesday? So yeah, it's been a little bit. And, yeah, I haven't looked at this, I haven't looked anything up, I haven't talked to anyone, really. I talked to my buddy Ben, who did not tell me anything, because he's usually very good about that. Wanna die? Yes. Let's use this guy. Shall I? Yes, I shall. Alright, so I had not yet figured out exactly what to do about this boss, Nito. Yeah, I watched the last hour of your stream after I left it. It looked painful. Yeah, well, I made no progress. First of all, the rest of the tomb was just awful, because I really hate those big guys. There's nothing else going on down there, is there? Doesn't really seem it, but... So I wasn't able to completely figure out... Yeah. Fire. Holding it. I couldn't figure out anything. I mean, the skeletons come back. So I'm not sure if there's really anything I can do about that in particular. And then I can hurt him. The problem is... that he's just... I'm surrounded by guys, especially the really big guys, and they, all the little guys and the big guys together, all these skeletons, they just come at me relentlessly. Probably not smart. Oh good, I dodged it. Woo! So yeah, I could not figure out, I tried using the lantern, walking around, holding it up, and nothing seemed to be happening. I was told that I had something in my inventory that I could use. But I have no clue what weapon. Just gonna look at this really quick. I love the Black Knight sword so much. I just can't imagine wanting to use anything else. Belch you. You fight full of cult energy, which restores HP with each. The undead man-eating cook. Blessed. Oh, hi, Mystic. How you doing, Nuclear Simian? Thanks for showing up, man. Mystical powers. I'm just going to look through this really quick to see, but otherwise, I did wonder if I could maybe run up one of those, sarcophagi, coffins or whatever. Instead of thrusting like a spear, the wielder of the lucerne aims to club the head beak. a break from Dark Souls 3 to watch a couple streams. Cool. Well, thanks for watching mine. I'm starting off just a teeny bit boring because I wanted to review my weapons really quick. Oh, that was the other thing. I could attempt to use this as a weapon. So I was just kind of curious. Let's equip that really quick. I'm gonna try it, even though I think this is incredibly stupid. Alright, let's see this in action, shall we? Well, that's starting off with a bang. Nope! That got me nowhere. Alright. Well, let's fix that stupidity. I did wonder about that, but looks like a big no on that one. Did like 36 damage. That's pretty awesome. I know, right? Alright, put that back. Put this guy back on here. But yeah, aside from that, I've pretty much just got shields, so don't think I actually have anything that's going to be obvious to me. Why are you trying to kill Papa Nito with a skull lantern? Hello, man. Hello, Boo Boo. How are you? Alright, so yeah, attacking with the skull lantern, that went very well. Very funny, at least. Boop. Someone followed me and died. Any Last Airbender fans? Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! Through the mountains! Secret, 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 secret tunnel! Yeah! I love those guys. And I love that he's played, I'm pretty sure he's D. Bradley Baker, who is Appa and Momo, and he does a whole bunch of, like, random sound effects, usually animals. And he did him. I can't remember if he did any other characters in Last Airbender, but he was Tarlok in Korra. I loved him as Tarlok. He was great. I can't remember if he did any other characters in Korra besides Tarlok, but I loved him. He was quite good. Get past you. Playing a lot of Shadow of the Colossus. I love those two games. I don't care how long it has taken. I am very excited for The Last of the Guardians, or Last Guardian, or whatever, because I have been looking forward to that game for a long time. And I am of the opinion that even if it takes a while getting to me, I don't care, as long as it is amazing. Either way. You know, basically, there's not going to be any real significant thing added from a gameplay perspective with the newer consoles. So really, at that point, it's just going to be additional graphical stuff. That doesn't mean much to me. Ugh, I keep forgetting I have this freaking Firekeeper soul. So yeah, I just... Oh, and I guess I could also look at trying to use the Alluring Skull. Maybe the Transient Curse, but I don't think that helps me with anything. The Alluring Skull, possibly. I do think that I equipped it, and I guess I took it off. Let's put the back on, just to try it out. Yeah, I loved Eco, and I love Shadow of the Colossus. Some very frustrating controls, but overall, splendid games. Those are games that every person should play, especially gamers. I mean, they're just such... If you want to argue that gaming is an art form, those are very good examples of that. Absolutely. Alright, so let's see about my other idea that I had where I wanted to see if I could maybe run up this coffin. Nope. Oh, no. Now, what is that up there? There's some interesting stuff happening up there. At this point, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, that's not what I'm intending to happen. Woo! Roll! Okay, this is... Get away, get away. Nope. Yeah, I don't know about this. I know there's gotta be a way to cheese it. I just... cannot figure it out. I don't know, this may be something that I decide to come back to later. If I just straight up can't figure it out, because I started well that time. Yeah, just the problem is there's so many skellies, and they come back, even if I kill them, so I don't really see the point of, like, luring them away and taking them on one by one, because I'll just... don't aggro the big ones. Yeah, maybe I should just, draw Nito over and, not worry about the little ones, because he'll kill them with his swings. Probably a good idea. Yeah, not aggroing the big guy, that's a good suggestion. Stack poise. Poise is about what it's gonna be. Because if I stay in the area where I drop down, I'll be fine. Another good suggestion. This is pretty much what I was thinking once I decided, you know what, I think I'm going to, try to just let him come to me so that I'm only dealing with the little guys and Nito himself. At this point, I'm basically not going to try to figure out if there's some kind of weird hack way to get through this. Just straight up fight him, and in order to do that, I think the only way to really do it is to keep away from the big guys. And, yeah. Let's see. Anything else that might be helpful? I don't think so. I'll probably be okay if I do that. Maybe using the alluring skull off to the side. That might be a good idea. I think I'll try that. Yeah. Pyromancy? I don't have anything good. I just have the poison mist, whatever. So I'm going to try using this over here. And then I'll just come over here and wait. Ow. Heal. Or not if he decides not to do it. Come to me, my angel of music. Sing to me, angel of music. Not bad. Ow. Whoa! Ow! That felt great. Alright. Woo! Yeah, baby. Ow. Okay, that's doing a little better. And back off, back off. How far does that reach? Oh, kind of far. Oh, this isn't so bad. As long as I do it this way instead of the way I've been doing it. Ow. Yeah, this isn't so bad at all. And he's gonna die. Whoa, why am I missing? Oh. Ow. He's dead! How did that happen? Jeez, that was way easier than I made it out to be. Oh, he's not... Okay, there he is. He's dead. Is that real? Wow, that was really not hard. Lord Soul. And the humanity. And that's it. That was... way easier than Joy! Death dances! Woohoo! If I had to spam Fire Whip to get him down the first time, yeah, all the bosses in New Game are pretty manageable. Yeah, two-handing and not aggroing the big ones. Good going. Alright, I did it! Great rolling. Yeah, I did okay. I'm decent with my dodging, I've noticed, as long as I'm light. Not fat rolling at all, I seem to do okay. And I got a couple souls. 67,000. Oh, on a bonfire! Ah, alright. Alright, so out of curiosity, is there anything else or anywhere else down here that I can go to, or should I just head back and find the next place? And I do want an answer to that. If there's anything else down here that I need to explore, and I mean down here where Nito was. Otherwise, I'm good to go. Yeah, I won't lose them. I'm going to use them right now. Nothing? Okay. Sweet. Alright, so let's level up. Get my intelligence. I'll just do that once. And then... bite. And endurance. Pretty good. I'm okay on my strength for now. Sweet. And let's repair my stuff. I have to repair my stupid skull lantern. I think pretty good to go. The armor set only pops up if you do something special. Nothing else down here aside from an armor set. Well, probably shouldn't have told me that, but that's okay. You don't need to cast light after this place. Oh, really? The whole place is lit up, huh? That's cool. Warp. Lots of places I can warp. Okay. Let's see. Should I go... There's a couple things I can do. Oh, I can also, pop some souls, so why don't I do that? Might as well. La-da-da-da-da. Can I do that? Nope. Oh. That's just what I wanted. Can I go down? I miss the old role-playing game days of hitting the shoulder buttons and having them hop down a page worth or so. That was always really nice. Soul of a hero. Large soul of a brave warrior. Soul of a brave warrior. And... About night. Cool. I'll just... pop some souls, level up. Large soul. Might as well. I mean, I've got them all and level up fairly well. Yeah, I'm feeling okay. I'm just kind of embarrassed that I didn't figure that all out a long time ago. And he was really not that hard. I could fight him straight on. In the old role-playing days, I just had a pencil and a set of dice, no shoulder buttons. Okay, I'm not talking about pen and paper and board games and tabletop. Yeah, goof. I'm talking about the old Squaresoft role-playing days. No, not that. This. Soul of a proud knight. And large soul of a nameless warrior. Yeah, I might as well level up a little bit. I can also give myself enough intelligence so I can start using that defend spell, which I'm going to spam. Because I love the crap out of that. So, now at this point I just gotta go back down to the fiery area, because I'm almost positive that's the next place. This one was where I wasn't sure I was gonna find the orange fog gate. Yeah, I'll just put some stuff back here. I will use humanity and a homeward bone and I don't even know. I don't. I'll use this eventually, and then the purple moss clump, and then I will level up, and I'll put my intelligence up to what I need, and then I will do my strength. Oh, and that's it. Okay. Boy, I need a lot of souls now. Let's attune some magic. What's going on? Oh, that. Okay. Strong magic shield. That is awesome. Okay, so let's see. Reduce bleeding and poison buildup and undo various poisonous effects. Does remedy... Oh, and I need 16 for that. One of Nulando's unique healing sorceries. Perhaps she abandoned her sealer duty to take her healing arts back to Blighttown, sorcery of Yulva. Does this help with cursing? Someone answer me that, please, because I would very much like to know that. 16. Punishment. Cool. Force. Shockwave. Oh, and use this to warp. And I will go down to the Daughter of Chaos. Why not? Alright, I am back here. Hi. I don't know, to be honest, I almost never use spells. Let's reinforce my Estus. I would love that. Yes! I have no humanity. Up. Can't see anything. Leave. Alright. Anything over here? There wasn't anything, it was just a wall. Remedy does not cure curses. Good to know, thank you. That's a bummer, because I'm not sure about Purging Stone now. Oh good, I did level that one up. That's good, now I've got my full thing. The only way to cure curse is through talking to Ingward or using a Purging Stone. I don't know who Ingward is, so... that doesn't super duper help me. Alright. Oh, and if I want to use my shield, I need to put on something. And I use... this. Nope. Nope. I need to use a thingy. A catalyst. Cool. Oh, that's just a straight up bow staff. That's kind of cool. Anyway. Now I have strong magic shield. Cool. Ingward is the guy at the first bell? Really? He didn't offer to help me the last several times I talked to him. He just sold me stuff. No, I'm mistaken. Ah, that's what I figured. Alright, so let's come back here and move... oh, nope, 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 nope. I gotta go over this way. Ruins. 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 Which are the ruins? The New Londo ruins. Oh. Is that what you're talking about? That's Oswald you're thinking of. Like Oswald the Rabbit in Disney canon. Any of you guys disappointed by Epic Mickey like I was? That was some bull. That was infuriating. Maybe infuriating is a bit of a strong word, but I was definitely disappointed by that. I had such high hopes, and I've heard such great things about Warren Spector. you know, taking charge of a kind of dark twist on Mickey and going back to some of the old school stuff, which I loved about Kingdom Hearts 2. In fact, the Timeless River, where they go back to old-timey Disney stuff, it's my favorite level. At least in that game. I can't... It's like my favorite standard Disney level. Haven't seen Epic Mickey. The game was made by Warren Spector, who made things like Deus Ex and Leaf, I think. I never played any of those games either, but heard that they're legendary. Great. He is an excellent game designer and blah, blah, blah. So I was really excited about it. It was a cool concept where he would use a paintbrush. Mickey. You control Mickey. He would use a paintbrush and would have either, you know, additive or subtractive paint that would either get rid of things that were there or add to things that were missing. Which is a pretty cool concept, and I've liked games that have done similar things. I'm trying to think of what else has done that. I've played games like it. Just can't place. Soul of a Proud Knight. How you doing, friend? You are out to get me. But, you're already dead. Ah! And backstab. Nope. You're dead. Oh, glowy fadeaway. I wonder if you were someone special. Because you were not hard. At all. Can I come back up here? Yes, I can. Alright, so I can go keep exploring over those other areas. Yeah, so Epic Mickey looked great. And then it came out and it got really lukewarm. Somewhat negative reviews because it just like people complained that it wasn't finished. It didn't seem like it was finished, well tested or whatever. I'll come back down there later. I want to keep exploring fiery areas and those scary big guys over there in the distance before I come down here. At least I know they'll be easy. I'm just worried about them all taking me on at once. And I was so excited for it. We got it for Christmas right when my son was born, actually. It was right around then. And yeah, to say I was disappointed is an understatement. The camera was awful. It definitely felt like it didn't get fully tested and that it was rushed out the door. Again, it came out right around Christmas time, or right before Christmas, so that it could be, you know, on the shelves for Christmas, so that parents could get it for their kids, and oh crap, I aggroed multiple of them. That's bad. I'm scared. I'm scared. I am scared. Ow. Ow. Gosh, there's too many of you. Yeah, there's no chance. I'm getting out of here. Get away. Maybe one of you will follow me. Not that I should be so hopeful. They're coming for me. Oh, they're fast. Too fast. Too fast. Can you make it up here? Yes, you can. Okay, come on. Yeah, I wouldn't even bother. I couldn't finish it, and I'm a huge Mickey fan, so if I couldn't even finish the game, that should tell you that it was not good. Ow! That hurt. Come on. Got him. Okay, so they're not too bad. Oh! Get away. Get away. Just trying to survive at this point. Just trying to survive. Yeah, these are very big dudes. Come on, I can take you. I totally can. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, one-on-one, these guys are really not bad. I just don't want to handle multiple of them at once. So, just to give you a tip, Sean, with rolling, a lot of it is just timing. Because of the iframes. Even if you end up rolling and you're still directly under, like, a hit. In the way of a slash or something like that. Ow, that... Alright. If you time it right, and you get it so that they are going to hit you during your iframes, you won't really take damage. It won't be a big deal. So, it's much more about timing than about aim. Magic Shield. Oh, that probably would have been a good idea for when I was overwhelmed by lots of them. Oh, get away. Come over here. I can fight you over here. I can handle this. And dodge! Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Oops. Woo! Yeah, not a big deal. The last game I played that had Disney characters in it was Kingdom Hearts, actually. Well, because most Disney games aren't very good. That didn't always used to be true. I actually grew up really liking... let me turn on my fan. I have got a decent PC that's chugging just a little bit to make sure this game performs well. Anyway. Growing up, some of the Mickey games were actually very good. I really liked Magic Kingdom. No, what was it? There was a Mickey game, him in the woods. Disney in the Magical Kingdom? Something like that? And they remade it just in the past couple of years, like a full-on 3D remake that they put on, like, PlayStation Live, PSP and stuff like that. And I haven't played it yet. But I really liked that game back when I was a kid. I used to play it on the Genesis. I loved it. It just had an interesting game feel. A lot of these people who made some of these old Mickey games really did a great job with the game feel and the sound and the music and all that kind of stuff. They were just satisfying and fun to play. Mickey's Ultimate Challenge is very poorly named. That was just a fun little game that I ended up renting when visiting my grandparents once. And it was very much made for younger kids. And I wasn't a younger kid at the time. But as I've said in the past, I can enjoy games that are easier. Even if they weren't designed to be difficult. At all. Like, it's not just like, here's an easy mode in this game, or an easy way to hack through it, or you can level up and plow through it. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about games that, from their design, were never intended to be difficult. They were always intended to be easy, like for younger kids. Even with some of those, if they're fun, if they're done well, I can enjoy them. And Mickey's Ultimate Challenge is one of those. It's just this Castle of Illusion. Thank you. That's what I was talking about. That was one of my favorite Mickey games, and I think that's one of the best ones. What a great game. Not the easiest game either, and it definitely is long. That's a really fun game to play, even today. So, yeah, that was awesome. I loved that game as a kid. Played it a fair amount, too. Ow. He got me. He hit me still. Okay, but I got him. He's dead. That would have sucked if that little bit of recklessness would have finished me. Okay, I think that's all of them. How am I supposed to get over to that? Am I just supposed to take the damage? Oh, that one's out in the lava, too. That's stupid. But Mickey's Ultimate Challenge is just a simple game. He falls asleep. It's just a dream, the whole game, which is whatever. And he lands in, like, this pleasant, relaxing, kind of happy little fantasy town. It's a castle, and you can go in the castle, you can go into different rooms of the castle, and walk around in some little places outside. And the whole point of the game is you can talk to some of the different characters in some of the different sections, and it's a very small game. It's a very small place. And they each have a unique individual puzzle. Let's see. Oh, no, I'm dead. I'm just straight dead. That did not work. Chaos Flame Ember. Cool. Now I'm about to find out the hard way if those guys come back or not. Yeah, that shield did nothing to help me with that, so I wonder what I needed instead. Fire resist or something? I don't know. That stinks. I hope that those guys don't all come back and I have to fight them all just to get my souls, because that was a fair amount of souls I don't really feel like losing. Fire protection doesn't protect you from lava. Alright. Not that I necessarily have much fire protection anyway, I just wondered what the shield would really give me. Strong magic shield. Okay. I will use this just so I'm closer. Alright. Oh, I should have used a sacrifice ring or something. Oh well. Not a huge deal. Your bare feet did you in. Yeah. That does seem like I was rather cruel to my girl. My poor character. I want you to walk in this lava with bare feet. And yeah, so Mickey's Ultimate Challenge, it's just the whole game, you walk around and you talk to the characters and they each have an individual, unique puzzle challenge. They look like they're all gone. That's awesome. Okay, that means I can just easily go get my souls back, as long as the souls aren't in the lava. I'm gonna be pissed if they're in the lava. And the challenges aren't particularly difficult. So even if you play it, because there's like 3 different difficulty levels, and none of them are hard. Even on the hardest level, like, the puzzles are not difficult. They're just kind of, to me, it's just kind of like relaxing, take it easy, do some menial little mental exercises. Almost like Brain Age in a game. That kind of simplicity. And I found it very satisfying to play that. Although, a couple of the puzzles on the hardest difficulty could get a little more challenging. Still nothing super difficult. And none of the puzzles that require, or none of the challenges that require any kind of skill, any kind of reflexes, none of those are hard at all. But that's very minimal. It's more mentally. Why are they gone? I killed them. I must have killed them. Killed them. It's 3 AM in the morning. Put my key in the door and bodies laying all over the floor, and I don't know how they must have got, yeah, but I guess I must have killed them. Killed them. And jump! Woo! Okay, so there's that. Large soul of proud knight. Let's just heal. They should respawn. Aw, for once, something that's supposed to respawn doesn't. Get out! All the Taurus here should respawn. I'll take it. Because I don't like big, tough guys that respawn. It's no fun. Oh, dog is barking. Dog drives me bonkers. For me. For me. Woo! Can't backstab these guys. I'm not a big fan. Or at least it doesn't seem like I can. So these guys, their physique kind of reminds me of Pyramid Head. Demon Great Machete. Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2. The lesser Capra demons use these great swords in pairs. The blade is cast iron and hooked. The sword is imbued with no particular magic, but for those who have the strength, its great weight will smash foes mercilessly. Capras respawn. The other one looked like it respawned, the Longhorn Cow one. Taurus never respawned for me. Capras respawned, yeah. That's really, really weird. I wonder why they respawn for you, if they don't for everyone. Unless you're just misremembering. I'm sure you're not, though, because it sounds like you've played through this game about a bajillion times. Now, are those the same as the Capras demons from Capras demon from the depths? Yeah, Pyramid Head is a nightmare. I don't remember those. Can't remember what they were. Come for me. One of you. But just one. It's less HP. Gosh, I cannot remember. Let's use my short bow for the time being. Just one, please. Thanks, bye. Or not, you'll just sit there and let me spam you to death. You're stupid. Oh, so you'll at least flinch. I just found that guy so scary the first time I played through the game. Pyramid Head? Oh, yeah, he's terrifying. He was terrifying in the movie. The movie's good. I don't understand why anyone craps on it. Nah, that'll take way too long. Come on, one of you. And only one. Yeah, just one. Oh. He hit me. I found that guy so scary the first time, yeah. Capris Demon. I'm trying to remember the Capris Demons. Why can't I remember them? Help me! Ow! Boy, that hurt. He hit me. Oh, no, he didn't. Don't like that I can't, backstab you, jerk. Gotcha. It was a boss in Lower Undead Berg. Oh, that guy! Yeah, he was easy. I've heard some negative things about how easy I beat that boss. It only took me a second try. I don't know, I think it was just the sword mostly. I do like this shield though. Oh, come on, come at me! Come on! Come here. Will you come here? Thank you! Sheesh. That's the one, he had 2 dogs with him. Yeah. Yeah. That guy wasn't so bad. Got him. And these guys really aren't so bad either. Especially if I just get them one at a time. You guys, I cannot wait to play Castlevania on this channel. Not this channel. Well, yes. For those of you watching this later on YouTube. Yes, this channel. And hit, please. Thank you. That's funny because that's one of the worst of the 100% physical block shields. I just like the fact that it's 100% physical block. Period. Makes me very happy. Just you, right? Yes, just you. I don't like that my second swing misses so often with some of these monsters. Oh well. Okay, is there anything over here in the walls? Guessing not. This coming up in the ground, that's a little scary. Not like Resident Evil movies. Yeah. I watched the first Resident Evil movie one time. And I did that back when I was Mormon, and some friends of mine used to... There was a service in Utah called Clean Flicks, where they would edit movies and then burn them onto discs and rent those out so that Mormons could watch their dirty movies without actually hearing any curse words or seeing any nudity or really bad violence or whatever. And they usually did a really good job, although occasionally some of those movies had such rough scenes that they would be kind of obvious that cuts were happening. A lot of the time it felt like for the most part the movies weren't really losing much. Whoa! What in the world is this? That is one ugly thingy. It's like a rock dragon thing. Yeah, and they got in legal trouble for it a lot, and they would keep getting like shut down out of business or something. Oh, it's just another one of those big guys. Okay. Yeah, they were a very plagued group. Company that did that stuff. They got shut down multiple times, and then they reopened under another name and hoped that they could get away with it as long as possible, because, man, Mormons love that stuff. My friends love that. They love being able to... Oh, it's a big worm. Cool. They love being able to watch this stuff and not feel guilty about it. I do too, but I didn't usually bother with it for the most part. Clean flicks. I watched Resident Evil 1 recently. I have others too, but I haven't found them worth my time. Resident Evil 1 was one of those that we watched, and I thought it was okay. Did not think it was particularly good. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't special. Of course, I also never really thought that much about the Resident Evil games in the first place, so... Oh no! Don't eat me! Don't eat me! How to roll away? Darn it. The crappy action movies that look like the crappy Resident Evil 5 and 6. They really didn't need to. It's fiction. No one gets hurt by a work of fiction. Well, but that's the thing you don't understand about Mormonism, is it has very strict lifestyle standards. Or just rules, whatever you want to call them. They call them standards. Everyone else calls them restrictions. About, you know, things that you can or can't eat or drink. Behaviors that you can or cannot do. A lot of cannots, honestly. I mean, that makes sense. You know, if you're gonna set up standards or rules, a lot of it's just gonna be, you know, in these cases, you can't do that and that. So no swearing, no drinking, you know, tea or coffee, or, you know, there used to be caffeinated beverages was a well-accepted thing, but they abolished that officially recently. And a lot of people, that was always a gray area. Some people had no problem drinking caffeinated sodas and stuff, and a lot of people I knew would drink a ton of energy drinks. But yeah, officially, ow, that hurts. Oh, I lost those souls. That's not cool. It's kind of funny that, you know, coffee and tea weren't allowed, but this energy drinks are fine. It makes no sense. But, you know, that's what they do. No alcohol whatsoever, and completely no drugs whatsoever, which is, you know, mostly good. Fairly safe policy to have. But that also includes alcohol, you know, but no tobacco, no drugs of any kind, which is, you know, safer. Well, that's fine. At the same time, most drugs aren't really harmful, so you're probably going to be fine. I'm not sitting here advocating, kids do drugs. I will never say that. But I mean, you know, not all drugs are created equal, by any means. So while you're seriously risking things by using some of the really hard, heavy drugs, and you should never ever touch those once, I don't care what anyone says. And that includes things like meth, heroin, and cocaine. Those are the worst of the worst of the worst, and you should never ever touch those. They can really mess your body up, and are physically addictive. Unlike a lot of other drugs, that most of which are still illegal, but a lot of them are not physically addictive. Like, they're not going to have that effect on your body where you take them once and your brain forevermore is like, I gotta have that, you know, from now until forever. It's not. Most of those drugs are not like that. Which surprised me to learn. Because the perception is all of them are horribly addictive, and one touch and you're just down the path or whatever. But yeah, you should never ever touch those. But a lot of things are not really gonna give you much harm. They're not going to hurt your body, have horrible withdrawal symptoms, and really mess you up and get you hooked at first use. You know, things like marijuana is especially harmless. I mean, that really is like the weakest of the weak. Luck. Thank you. It's even safer than drinking, to be honest. I don't really feel like fighting these guys, so I'm just gonna hop right down. Because I can. Soul of a proud knight. Oh, that's a bonfire! That's a bonfire right there! I was so close! Oh, what a shame. I wish I hadn't died. Well, so that's not correct to say that it has no negative side effects whatsoever. It is definitely not good for developing brains and bodies. So teenagers and young people should definitely just straight up not use it. Like, not at all. Repeated use especially. Like, using it once, maybe twice, you're probably okay, but definitely don't use it very much. And especially while you're still young, until you're like 19 or so, and it gets safer and safer to use, and then after that, it's fine. Just don't drive when you're young. This thing's incredibly stupid. So let's see. Yeah, you only get one life. Oh wait, they were bad. I also hate when characters get blown back by guns. There's a scene where a zombie gets thrown across the room with an MP5. It was bad. I just don't care about gun stuff. Yeah, you only get one life. Live a little. Don't hurt yourself or others. Obey the general laws and have fun. That's basically my own personal mantra. You know? Double coffee. Yeah. Tea and coffee is the worst. Are the worst? So senseless when monsters and sodas are fine. Yeah. Ishmobile knows what I'm talking about. He is also formerly Mormon. Well, opium is just the same as propofol, and heroin is just morphine. It's just marketed differently. Well, yeah, morphine is very risky to use and should only be used when prescribed. Problem is, people will often use those when they shouldn't because they can get away with, you know, hey, I got stuff, you know, let me, why don't you have some, or whatever. Green Titanite shard. No. So just, I wouldn't use them on your own once. When a doctor is going to give it to you, it's going to be when you are experiencing incredible pain. And there's a serious reason for it, or you've just gotten out of surgery or something. I had morphine once, and it lasted for, like, almost a week. Like, it took a long time for that to completely fade off, and I love the way it felt, so... It's definitely risky to use it at all, and I never recommend using either of those. Ever, ever, ever. Just don't even touch them. There's no point. Yeah, they may make you feel good. Not worth it. Not worth the risk. Some things just have too high of a risk factor. Anyway, senseless rule, I mean. The vast majority of addictive drugs are overhyped in their addictive properties. Marijuana has no provable negative side effects at all. Marijuana is safer than caffeine. Caffeine's not going to hurt you at all. It's just going to have some negative side effects, withdrawal symptoms, if you have too much of it on a regular basis and become hooked. Like, if you end up having so much caffeine every day that if you don't have some for a while, you're going to, like, start getting some serious headaches and stuff. And that's not good. So, if I were you, I would just be careful with, you know, don't drink a crap ton of coffee every day, or a ton of tea, or energy drinks, or whatever. Don't have too much, so that you don't even get to that point where if you don't have any, you're hurting and craving it and stuff, and you need it to feel better. Granted, caffeine really doesn't hurt you anyway, so even if you get to that point, it's okay, just have a cup of coffee, you'll be fine, because caffeine's not harmful. It's really not. And it's the same with marijuana, although marijuana is not even addictive like caffeine is. So, yes, it is even less harmful than caffeine. It's totally true. Caffeine is not going to mess with you if you're young, though. At least by the time you're like an older child, like 11, 10, 9, maybe. You're probably going to be okay. But yeah, both of those you should just be cautious. And not do marijuana until you're an adult. Just don't do it. You know, it's not worth the risks. Oh, I can't hit him. Just a jerk. Whoa! Let's look really quick. AMA says 25 is when the brain comes out of the adolescent phase. Right, your brain is still developing even when you're, up until you're 25 or so. I mean, it's going to be slightly different for every person just because everyone grows at different rates. You know, just generally speaking. But yes, even when you're in your early 20s, you should be cautious with marijuana use. And if you're going to use it, which you really don't have to, nobody has to use it. Well, that's not true. There are some people where that is an excellent prescription for their specific physical ailments, or mood problems, or, you know, epilepsy treatment, stuff like that. It has legitimate medicinal uses. There's no question. But aside from that, if you're just using it for fun, be cautious how often you use it. Don't just use it a ton for the fun of it. You know, be careful. And then when you're older, you know, you'll probably be at the point where you're like, yeah, I'm not feeling like I want to use it all that much, but you'll use it every once in a while. Whatever, you're gonna be fine. You can't really OD on it. It's not a thing. Like, you would have to take physically so much of it in order to OD that it would just, it's not like, practical to ever assume that one can OD on marijuana. It's just not really, at all, a serious concern. And yeah, caffeine's fine. Just don't go nuts with it and drink a ton of it every day, and you'll be fine. And even if you do get addicted to it, it doesn't hurt you, so you're okay. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, let's see. I think Dr. Carl Hart at Columbia University, one of the former leaders on the board of National Institute of Health, NIH, said in a research paper that the vast majority of all drug users are moderate users. Caffeine can cause heart palpitations in children younger than 5 in large quantities, but that's basically falling under the rule of everything in moderation. Exactly. And young children really should not be having caffeine, like, much at all. They can have the occasional sip of your coffee or something, but they should not be drinking. Oh! Get off me. Get off me! Let go! Jeez. Nasty freaking thing. That didn't kill me. And then there's some other drugs that really aren't addictive that very much surprised me that they aren't addictive. Things like ecstasy and mushrooms and LSD are not addictive. Like, physically addictive. They can become habitually addictive just like anything else in this world. There are all sorts of things, drugs or not, that can become addictive. Like, I'm totally addicted to video games. There's no way around that. I love these things so much. But I have them generally under control. I can choose not to play if I don't, you know, if I really shouldn't. Oh my. Ow. Crap, this is bad. This is bad. Sheesh, that was really mean to do that. Ow! Jerk! Oh, come on! Dark Souls is addicting. I'm sure it is to some people. I'm enjoying this. Again, don't get me wrong. It's not exactly my gameplay style, where it's just so constantly challenging. I don't know. We'll see how I feel when it's all said and done. Whoa. No! Get away! Oh, get away! Goodness. Okay, let's use another Estus. Does tapping buttons help get away? Just asking. Dark Souls is addicting. Tapping R1 and L1 rapidly helps break all grabs in DS1, except some boss grabs. Yeah, I'm a gaming addict too. Actually, I make sure I don't use the term addicting for anything that isn't clinically addictive. Well, things can become habitually addictive, I mean... like, if you're not... Like, oh, come on! Jerk. Boy, I'm running out of Estus. If you're not, like, in a good place, maybe, in your life, and you're just kind of super dependent on outside sources to be happy, or something, that's all I think of when I think of that. Hit him. No! Oh, that's such garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. Get off me. R1L1 doesn't really seem to help a ton with this. Gosh. Modern US drug policy is based on nothing but fear and misinformation, really. A lot of it is, but this is actually all around the world. Most nations have the same very strict drug policy as the US, so it's not a uniquely American thing. It's really not. Did you know that in the Netherlands, like Amsterdam and stuff, marijuana is still addictive. Illegal. It is not legal in Amsterdam to smoke marijuana. Most people don't realize that. The thing about that is that they just don't prosecute it because nobody cares. Most people realize it's not really all that harmful. Okay, good. Done with that garbage. So what is this? Let's pop a humanity, just for fun. But plus alcohol was legal, so they had to have something else. not a mine. That's good. A large flame ember, so I've got a couple of embers. That's good. Well, that's that huge long section. Did I use one? Yes, I did. I'm human now. Human again, only human again. Ba 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 ba. To be human again, only human again. A lot of people, well, I say a lot of people. I don't know too many people that really even know that that song exists, but my wife, at least, does not care for that song that was re-added to Beauty and the Beast, that they had completely finished animating. They just ended up cutting it right before they released it to theaters because they felt like it messed with the pacing too much, I guess. Like it made it last a little too interrupted and long for what they were going for until the next scene happened. So I guess I can appreciate that. But I like that it's in there now, and I do enjoy the song. I enjoy the scene. I like it. But yeah, if you didn't know, To Be Human Again is something that was added to Beauty and the Beast more recently that had been originally written and animated for it. They just cut it back in 91 when they released it in theaters. 90? 91? Never keep those early 90s Disney years straight. I think it was 91 because 89, I believe, was Little Mermaid, which was the huge, like, oh, Disney's back in business and they have revolutionized everything. You can have amazing animated musical things that are incredible. Music is incredible by its own merits and all that. And the 90 was Rescuers Down Under, which was when they were like, let's still have something like this in case the musical thing doesn't quite go over well. And it was still great. I really like The Rescuers Down Under. I think it is an excellent movie, and I've always preferred it to the original Rescuers, personally. I didn't like the original Rescuers growing up. I like it now. Being a parent and having kids, like, you really appreciate a lot of the orphan stuff a whole lot more when you are just like, your heart hurts for these kids that don't have the love and attention that children need. And frankly deserve. Kids deserve a good, fair chance, and they deserve love. It does not have to be their own parents, their blood parents. I think it's better if it can be. It does not have to be. And it certainly should not be restricted. Only their blood parents, or only two parents, although they're better off with two parents, or to only hetero parents. Very strongly about this. And always, because when I was active Mormon, I had to, like, try to explain, try holding with both hands. Holding what is the question? There's something down here. What is it? And I come back from up here, not. If I fall down, I'd be able to make it back up. Seems a bit risky. Maybe I can... That sure looks, interesting. Kind of almost familiar. Shortcut ahead. Body over there. I want the body. Okay, so... You're not human, actually. You just have one soft humanity. Oh, I haven't used it. Okay. I didn't know that about the Netherlands marijuana policy. Are soft humanities lost at death? Yes, they are. You have to go human at a bonfire. Yes, everything that's in your counters that aren't in inventory is lost at death and is in your bloodstain. So you can get soft humanities back with the bloodstain. Yes, you get everything with the bloodstain back. Yep, plus many blood parents are crap, just saying. Oh yeah, absolutely. They're not ready to be parents a lot of the time. Especially in areas where sex ed is poor or sexual repression is present and people lash out and make a lot of mistakes sexually and have sex unprotected, or just ignorant because they don't know what they're doing, or unprotected because they're desperate and they don't think about things and they do something reckless and foolish because they just gotta get something out, or whatever. It happens all the time because we are naturally sexual creatures, and it is incredibly normal for us to do that. And to try to repress it is very stupid. It's just plain stupid. And yet we have a large number of groups of people that try to do it. And I was part of one, and it is very, unfortunate. Because it is dangerous and reckless and unfortunate because it doesn't work. It works for some people, but it does not work for many, many, many people. Many, 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 many people. And so a lot of people end up, you know, getting pregnant. They're really, really ready. And, you know, and they're not able or choose not to abort. You'd be surprised how many people cannot abort. As difficult as that is. And that's not really a subject I want to get too much into right now because it is so thorny and stressful to talk about. Even for someone that is, as I am, admittedly pro-choice. I feel like I'm pro-choice because I really don't have a choice but to be so. I don't like abortion. I think the whole thing sucks. Although I definitely, you know, don't mind it a whole lot less in the very early stages of pregnancy because they really are literally just a tiny clump of cells. And it's not hurting anyone for that to happen. But the older, the longer into the pregnancy it gets, the less and less I like and am comfortable with abortion. Just myself. I think it just kind of has to be allowed, no matter what, just because, you know, that's not a decision we can all make for everybody, every time, because we don't have a safe, great way of, you know, getting that taken care of being able to locked by some contraption. Shoot! Dang it, how do I get through this? Mah! I wonder if it's, I have to open it from the other side, wherever that is. Maybe that's the Great Hollow, because this seems like that. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so long as your parents are loving, who cares what gender they are? Absolutely. Even if you have two parents that are the same gender as each other, it doesn't matter. As long as they're good parents. It really makes absolutely no difference. You're delusional if you think otherwise. Well, they need to have both genders in their home, raising them. No, they don't. I don't think it makes a difference. There are plenty of people with, you know, both gender parents where the dad, or the, you know, even the mom, but usually the dad is never around, so what difference does it make? You know, maybe it's the mom that's never around. Maybe they're both never around because they both work a ton. Cheating. Or whatever. Little brave warrior. Maybe the contraption's over here. That'd be great if it was. I don't know. So, yeah. Or a lot of people are pressured into becoming a parent by their family or their partner's family. That's totally true. We felt the pressure by our culture and our group, and by our religion, to have kids as soon as we were parents, as soon as we were married, basically. I mean, that wasn't like a... Most people were not saying, get pregnant now, have kids now. They weren't saying that. But there were definitely talks given by high-up authorities that we saw together at church, where they said, there's no need to wait. There is a law in place, in the church, you know, an ancient law from God saying, populate and replenish, multiply and replenish the earth. It's like straight out of Genesis with Adam and Eve or whatever. That law is still in full enforcement. So yeah, it's safe to say there's pressure to do that, because there is. Absolutely there is. This is gonna hurt, but that's okay. Not too bad. Alright, so I gotta go back to that bonfire. I probably should kindle it so I can get my full Estus. Many people don't want to be parents. The so-called maternal instinct isn't a scientific creation, it's folk stories. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's definitely something about being a mom and all the hormones and stuff that can really change her personality and her attitude and behavior. There's definitely something to it. But it is not a catch-all, end-all, be-all. By any means. And not every mother is going to be a good parent, even if she thinks she's prepared. And many of them, even good mothers, do not have the personality where it is appropriate for them to stay home all day long. For years. It's just not good. I think a lot of women need to be able to get out and have adult conversations and feel like they're keeping themselves busy and doing things that are useful aside from constantly babysitting. Oh. Anyway, it's so true about the pressure. Having come from Mormonism, says Ishmobile, I wish we had waited longer on the kids. And we do too, I think. We love them now, and I like that I'm going to be a younger grandparent, so that's great, but wasn't really completely fully ready mentally and personality-wise, but there was a whole lot going beyond that that I won't go into now. I wish we'd waited longer on kids. We love them, but time would have been nice. Yeah, time to grow up and be an adult. Time, just as a married couple, would have both been great. I'm pro-choice too, but that doesn't make abortion pretty. It's not my choice what somebody else does. Who just died? Or did somebody... I think someone just died. Even though I didn't see any additional souls from it. What exactly is happening? I'm gaining more flasks in my inventory. Is someone doing that? Explicitly? I thought that gaining a bonfire... Yeah, it's just giving me more total flasks. That's what it is. I remember now. Try charging. Okay. Anyway, many fertilized eggs never make it anyway. Who keeps kindling bonfires in my area? That's funny. That's cool. I'll take it. Maybe I could even just go in now. Why not? I don't know. Nah, I won't bother. My view on abortion is it's not pretty, but it's necessary to have as a right. I'm fine with abortions up till about 26 weeks, and after that only special circumstances. Life of the mother, fatal fetal defect, and so on. And I totally agree. Like, after, like, 20 weeks or so, like, the halfway point, it gets to the point where it's like... should that really be a thing? Like, and unfortunately, I feel like we don't have a choice. Especially because... Sorrow. You never know when something like that's going to be the case. Where they really just have a medical need for it, and there's no way around it. Try humanity. I should use it. Hold on. Hell, some gay men do makeup better than a lot of women. Okay, anyway. I don't have a set time. I think it's a case-by-case thing. Maybe that just makes me morally relative. Sort of. I have a weird feeling with moral relativity. You hit it right on the head, Mystic. The hormones can change, or not that they will change, but they can change. A child is a lifetime commitment. You really need to plan for that. You get that when someone kindles a bonfire near you. It's a temporary boost. Yep, you can have that up to 20. That's cool. Alright, I will... Can I level up? I don't think so. 23,000. Boy, oh boy. Let's repair my stuff. And... Sure, I will reverse... Well, let me use another... humanity, so that I can handle this as well. And I will reverse my hollowing and kindle the bonfire. Sweet. You can have it up to 20. Humanity restored. Kindle! Alright. Now I got 15. Aww! It didn't give me a +5. Maybe I have to rest here. Yeah. That's so lame! I kindled it, but all those extra restices didn't help me. I didn't know I had to use them or lose them. Bummer. Oh well, it doesn't matter, I've already healed. How many of these guys come back? Probably enough of them to be annoying. Oh well. Most of these guys. Yup! You have to pump in 3 for max kindles. Right. Oh, I don't think it would do. I need to go, man. See you next time. Aw, I didn't think it was so late. See you later, Boo Boo. Thanks for showing up again. It's always great that you're here. Aw, the Taurus showed up. Lame. See you later, Boo Boo. I don't think it would do Mystic much good to have it to 20. He usually reaches a new bonfire before then. I run out of Estuses not very often, I have noticed, so I'm not usually at risk for them. Aw, the worm came back! That's super lame. Ow! That hurt. Well, I'm getting out of here. Go away. Ah, what is that garbage? It's just that kindling everything to max is strictly beneficial to you, since the kindlings carry over into your New Game Plus cycles. So I had a question for you guys who have played this multiple times. How often, when you go through this again, do you go through it in New Game? And how often do you go through it New Game Plus? Because New Game Plus is harder, while New Game is like the lowest difficulty, so it's like, you know, whatever. I'm just kind of curious about that. Definitely didn't know that. That's good for more playthroughs. Fire hurts. My shield is not 100%. Oh, he came for me. That's good. Nope. Ow! Oh, gosh! Phased him. That's good. Sheesh. Oh, a thingy. Demon's Great Axe. Cool. I don't like that this worm comes back. That's so not cool. Not cool at all. Ow. Alright, well, it looks like I'll be using 2 Estises before I even reach the boss. Oh, that's okay. Alright. I only do New Game when I'm at New Game plus 7 on another character, or I just want a fresh start. If I never run out of things to do with the character, keep going. I could see wanting to try another class instead of playing again on New Game Plus. I don't know, because as far as I know, in the first 2 games, in Demons and Dark Souls 1, the classes don't really affect much except for your starting stats and equipment. Don't really change anything super drastically. So I don't know if you just decide to do it again because it's been a while since I started everything completely fresh, so let's try it with a new... Whoa, brightness just went down. That was weird. Alright, let's heal and give this a go! New Game Plus is hilarious because then you are so overpowered. It's literally easy mode until you hit late game. Oh, because the guys are harder, but you are way better. So they're just not harder enough for... Demon Fire Sage. Oh, this guy's special. Oh, ow. Oh, oh, he's one of these guys. Oh, that's not cool. This is kind of like the original guy in the Asylum, the first boss, and then the Asylum boss that's in basement. Ugh, I don't look forward to that guy. That guy's gonna be such a pain to fight. Maybe I can take him with the strong magic shield, which I forgot to cast before this fight. I'm not dumb about that. One hit. Yes. Nice. They do a little more damage and have a... Whoa! Let's see him. They do a little more damage and have a little more health, but aside from that, you have fully upgraded equipment, some boss weapons, and can just steamroll everything. That's kind of cool. That's what New Game Plus should be. It should, everything should just be easy, in my opinion. And die. And die. Yay, I can just run through. Oh, that's good. Oh, back up! No, he hurt me. Jerk. Got him. Okay. Oh, I had to use an Estus. Oh, well. No big deal. And then you can do crazy things like one-shot builds, glass cannons, covenant things, and you have access to being grave-lorded. Whatever that means. It's only late game on New Game Plus 3 that things start getting really tough. Alright, let's... Oh, yeah, I gotta switch this out for... banishment. Of course, this will only help with my shield up. Nice. Oh, that hurt. Come on, get up. Oh! That hurts. Oh, gosh. No! Garbage. Okay. I know I can do this. This isn't gonna be so bad. I just gotta get good. Maybe I can just charge straight through. That would be nice. Does it get harder every New Game Plus? Yeah, unlike most games with New Game Pluses, which stay exactly the same, you just carry over a lot of your skills and gold and item and stuff. The Souls games do actually get harder. Which is one of the unique things about them and which people love because it means that they can keep playing and it still is challenging. Not exactly my cup of tea, because I like, you know, New Game Plus to be easy, akin to Chrono Trigger. Alright, let's give this a go. Ow! Oh, that hurt. Oh! Hurt again. Come on. No! Oh, come on! Oh, that's garbage! Jeez, that is such bull. I hate that crap. You're good enough to get through New Game Plus 3, you're good enough to keep going forever. I don't even know why I bothered switching to two-handed, but still. I don't like that area of effect. Attack. AoE. It suck. I'm so glad I can just run past that. Alright. Oh, that's such bull! Ow! Woo! Ow! Oh, that hurt. This guy's got some crazy range. Nope. I can totally do this. I've just got to be patient. Well. Alright, come on. Sorry if I'm getting quiet. I want to do well. Come on. Doing okay so far. Let's do it. Ow! I rolled right into it. Ow. No! Shoot. Let's heal again. Why not? Oh! Nope, that was stupid. Let's try this again. Come on. Oh, no, no, no. That wasn't good. Okay. Whew! gosh. Ow! Oh, come on! My shield was up! Oh, that was close. I don't like how the magic, super strong shield doesn't seem to last very long. Don't hit me! Oh, man. Ow! Not good. Not good. Jeez, that reaches out so far. I don't like it. Ow. Get away. Uh-oh. Just heal, heal. Okay, good. That's good. That would have been bad. Oh, that's such garbage. Come on, you're mine. You're mine. You're mine! Oh! Gotcha! Ha! Wasn't enough! Wasn't enough, baby! Woohoo! I did it! Humanity. Demon's Catalyst. Oh, cool. So, what was the point of that guy? He clearly wasn't one of the Lord Souls. He was tough. It's interesting. He's not one of the Lord Souls. These big demon guys, there's a couple of them. I wonder what the real purpose is. Is there someone in there, or is that just a statue? I did it! Yeah, where's my victory dance? Awesome! That's the entire mantra of Soulsborne as a franchise. Anyone can win, just gotta be patient. It's entirely about learning the patterns and what you can and can't tank, how to roll to evade some attacks, and so forth. Learning the telegraphings and everything. Yep. Good job, thank you. I'm very pleased with how that went. I think I could probably take the other big guy, too. Oops. Gotcha. Stairs down and stairs up. Let's go up first. I'm sure there's more to this. There's gotta be. Alright. You. You. Ow. You. Garbage. Alright, how far up can I keep going? Oh my. Gotcha all. Alright. Soul of a brave warrior. Now I can explore. Yeah, each new enemy has different telegraphs. Yep. Out of Estices. This is kind of intimidating. Looks like a trap. Boy, that is ominous. Oh, I can't kill him? He's totally moving. That's above where I just came in. Ah, interesting. What is the point of this panel? I'm going to step on it and I'm going to regret it. Oh, it's just an elevator. Where does it go down? Oh, just to down below there. Cool. Are these guys moving if I can't fight them? Alright. What shortcut is this that I'm going to love? Or is this just taking me on? Oh! Oh, that's great! Yay, I like that. That's a good shortcut. Illusory wall. Pyromancy. Ed. Yay, that's... What a nice shortcut. Like it. Neck. Beware of the illusory wall. Are there any more illusory walls over here? Because... that wall sure looks suspicious. Whacking all these walls, see if I can find anything. Ugh. Alright. Where's the... Why couldn't I do it on the side? And I level up. Oh, I just barely don't have enough. Let's prepare my stuff. Cool. And I should put my bow back on, just for a time. And I should pop some souls so I can level up. What's this? Brave warrior. We'll just call that good. What was I about to ask? Let's see. Up my strength because I feel like it. Soul Quelaag and Soul Smog. Whatever. Anyway, you have anything interesting to say? Don't know why I would, but okay. Sure. Now I'm just out of souls. Cool. Alright, so... Man, I can't remember where exactly I talked. First we talked about, like, you know, abortion, pro-choice stuff. We talked about sex ed and sexual rules and things like that. And, oh, come on. You're stupid. Well, I'm just dumb. I think I'll just try falling down. I don't care. Alright. I'm a dummy. Dummy. I don't want to get started on politics. I could talk about politics for hours on end. So can I. But I was talking about, oh, like the rules of Mormonism, the standards and stuff. So yeah, no swearing, no premarital sex, stuff of any kind whatsoever. No even just touching. And even just rules on dating are strict. You can't start going on dates until you're 16. Even then they strongly suggest like group dating and stuff like that, and not going one-on-one until after a guy has gone on a mission and a girl has gone to school. Whatever. Stuff like that. So, very strict. And then the guy goes on a mission, and the rules are crazy strict on a mission. If Mormonism is going to be called a cult, a mission is the most appropriate way to say that, because the rules are incredibly strict. They make you go away from where you live and from where you have family and stuff. They're not allowed to communicate very much at all. They have loosened it a bit because in the modern day they can use emails. Which means they can now email... Oh, there's a bonfire right here. Cool. that's cool. I'll go ahead and just roast it this way. Sex ed in Utah sucks, and there's so little chance of it getting better. Yep. That's a problem. Definitely a problem that Utah has. Sex ed is bad, okay? And it's like that in the Deep South, too. It's just really no bueno. Abstinence is not necessarily an awful thing to suggest. I'm not saying that. Abstinence is going to be for some people. But that's their decision. Not anyone else's. I don't care what religion. It is not your decision when people choose to have sex or not. It should never be someone else's decision. It should be theirs. Them, and whoever their would-be partner might be. Period. Even if they're doing it when they're 14. That's up to them when they're ready. And they may be ready. Frankly, we're starting to feel all sorts of that sexual stuff by that point. Some of us. And if they both are aware of everything that it entails, the risks of pregnancy, the risks of STDs, and they know about birth control and how to be safe, and they understand all of the emotional consequences, of which there are some, definitely, for some people, they are there, they are real. This should not be scoffed at. I have experienced them myself. And yeah, if they're ready, they're ready. That needs to be their decision, though. Not someone else's. They should not be pressured into it. And they should not be completely repressed out of it. It's not okay. I very much am unhappy about that was what I dealt with. And it was a really bad thing for me. I would have been much better if I didn't have that kind of repression to deal with. I would have had much healthier relationships and experiences. So, I'm bitter about that toward the church, and I do not like that the church does that to its members. That should be something they decide when they're educated and they know, and that's totally up to them. Anyway, let me catch up in the chat really quick. So, lifetime convert to the missionary is the #1 goal. Abstinence isn't bad to suggest, it just can't be the only thing you suggest. It can't be the only, and it should not be the primary thing. I just don't agree with that. Because it's not for most people. We're sexual beings. Most of us are driven to have sex. That's a part of who we are, and that's okay. We're also driven to eat. That doesn't mean we should eat anything and everything. We need to know what's okay to eat. Just like we need to know what's okay to have sex with. And how. It's just part of being alive. Anyway, if they want to have sex, go for it. Just use a condom, know how to put it on, be safe, be aware, be smart. Abstinence is an option, but most of everybody will choose to end abstinence at some point, and it's almost definitely not going to be before their permanent partner. It's not how life works. It's not that simple. Okay, here's the real boss. Alright, what's coming for me? Giant centipede thing. Lots of heads. Ooh. That looks kind of similar, like a really wormy centipede version of the thing I fought up above. The centipede demon. I don't know that I'm really prepared for this fight. That hurt. Ouch. Yeah, I really need to heal. Come on, let's heal. There we go. I just can't reach it, can I? Okay, well then I'll stop aiming for it. Okay, well so far this guy's an idiot. Oops, that's not good. Ow. I'm not much smarter, don't get me wrong. Ow. Oh, bad, 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 bad. Heal. Please don't hurt me. Okay. I made it. It's gonna hurt me. Yep. Oh, it wasn't so bad. Ow. Oops. That's bad. Yep. Heal. Got it. Oh my gosh, I killed him my first try. Man, what is this thing? Come on. Orange charred ring. Homeward bone. Joy! Woo! Boy, this place is really long and involved. Iframes for the win. Those invulnerability frames are your life. Yeah, good going. Yeah, that guy was super duper easy for me. Gotta love this sword, and this armor is great. Oh, there's a message. Here! What's over here? A dude? It's Sunbro? Is that Sunbro? Hey, Sunbro.
Why? Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it. Why? After...
Alright, yeah, let's take a look at that ring. Thank you for reminding me. No. What's the orange charred ring? Ah, reduces lava damage. Sweet. An orange ring enchanted by a witch reduces lava damage. Since his sores were inflamed by lava from birth, his witch sisters gave him this special ring, but fool that he is, he readily dropped it, and from that spot, a terrible centipede demon was born. Sisters, huh? Wonder what that's talking about. Let's replace the wolf ring. Charred ring. Let's activate this. That's awesome. Cool. Let's use it. Oh, I can level up. I should do that. And we'll grab my stuff. Fight. Okay. Oh yeah, that was like nothing. Okay, I can finally get around down here. Sweet. They were talking about ceaseless discharge there. What do you mean? Because it sounded like they were just talking about the centipede thing, since they said a demon was born. And it was a centipede demon that robbed it, that I got it from. So that's sure how it seemed to me. Whoa, what is that? One big, huge demon? Are there just a bunch of him? Lost Isolith. Holy crap, there's a whole nother huge area. Jeez Louise, I'm not prepared. Go back and keep exploring. Bam, 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 bam. That is so much more bearable. That's wonderful. Woohoo! Didn't drop a soul. Did? So was that one of the souls needed or not yet? No, they haven't dropped a lord. He didn't drop a lord soul. No. Ceaseless dropped the ring and the centipede grew from it. Oh. I guess that makes sense. Let's heal. And talk to Sunbro. Now that I've got the ring equipped, maybe that's what he was talking about.
Why?
What are you looking for? Bummer. And I... Aw, why not? Talk to me, Sunbro. Nothing. Okay. It's alright, you can be mopey if you want. I would understand. I would understand. The angry boy, a bit too insane, icing over a secret pain. You know you don't belong. You're the first to fight, you're way too loud. You're a flashlight on a burial shroud. I know something's wrong. Everyone I know has got a reason. There's just a wall to say. Oh, what is this? You could put the past away. That sucks, I can't open that. Anything over there? Definitely something over there. So, yeah, they got lots of rules. No coffee, no tea. I mean, people who drink herbal tea, and everyone just had an understanding in Mormon culture that herbal tea was fine because it was, you know, it's naturally no caffeine or whatever. At least supposedly, that's the rumor. Don't know how true it really is, but that's the rumor. And so I know a lot of people that would drink that. It was okay. I've never cared for tea much. Never really been my thing. I love coffee, and I've always liked coffee, even though I could never have it. And I especially love the smell of coffee. It's my jam. I love it quite a lot. It's like I love this ring. Oh, this ring is my boom. How useful. What is up there? I feel like there should be a way for me to get up there. Totally isn't. Doesn't seem like there is. I don't know, that's pretty tempting. I feel like I should maybe be able to get up there, but I can't. Alright, well, it's really bizarre they have those rules, but religion can get insane. Mormonism is one of the stricter ones. There is no doubt about that. I do something with this. Yep, now I tell people that God just hates coffee. And one of the prerequisites said it makes no sense. Monsters, on the other hand, good to go. Alright, yeah, I guess there's really nothing else for me to explore except to keep moving on. Keep moving on and on and on. Keep moving on and on and on. So, yeah, I was just raised on that. No swearing, no mature movies, no R-rated movies or anything like that. That media stuff that was crude. It's not okay. Could never enjoy that. Watch it, whatever. I think I'll go ahead and just pop a couple souls. And yeah, so happy to be free of all of that. Absolutely happy. Because I enjoy a lot of that stuff that they wouldn't let me have. You know? Totally love it. And just naturally speaking, my lifestyle, the way I would want to live, is not conducive to the Mormon lifestyle. So I was always just kind of kidding myself. I was always just kind of depressed. In a lot of ways, I love to swear. I don't swear on my channels very much because I like to keep them as accessible as possible, generally speaking. So anyone of any age and of any belief can watch my stuff and not feel alienated. I do believe in that. Oh, Monster is an energy drink. I was like, monsters as in their lore? Lore, as in their religious lore, their religious beliefs, whatever. Those are just the centipede demons again, aren't they? Holy crap, that is terrifying. This place is balls to the wall, insane. I am already scared. Oh, don't roll off. Okay, what does this place have in store for me? Those things are huge. What are they doing? doing there? Glad I have not aggroed them. So, brave. Yeah. Like lava dinosaurs. So many of them. And they're huge! Huge. They're so huge. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I was a pretty good Mormon kid. I was imperfect. Dealt with a lot of guilt. A lot of my life. I was usually pretty good about being good with standards. Oops, it's so hard to see because it's so bright with all the lava. Boy, these things are intimidating. Oh, it's just a wall. Honestly, after I deconverted from Catholicism, I lost all the pretension and just flat out told people that they were praying to something written in a small, sun-dried hut about another religion written in a cave, and had no proof, contradiction after contradiction, and I love finding scientific explanations for things rather than just accepting something on faith. If you have to accept a mandate on faith, it's a crappy mandate. You should be able to test any and every claim out there. Yeah, the shame from all the rules creates depression, anxiety, and other mental health problems. I completely agree with everything that both of you just said. That is my personal mantra. I'm very much a fan of science and evidence and proof, provability, and I don't have any use for any of that other stuff that doesn't have any of that involved. That's safe. So your hero, back off just in case. And, yeah, so I'm very much a humanist. Whoa! What's happening? What's happening? Holy crap, get away. Ow, get away. Ow, oh gosh. What did I just... I had a moss clone. So, yeah, that's just where I'm at now, and I'm happy that way, you know? The guy's gone. Whoa! Nope, not exactly. The guy is scary. And yeah, my morality at this point, which I love the fact that my morality is now completely self-defined and self-maintained. It's not mandated from someone else. It's not someone else's rules. They're mine. They're my laws and my rules of behavior. And I feel like I have really good reasons for them. It's not just, this is what we've been told to do. And just accept it, deal with it, on, and don't question it. Glad that I can move past that. Alright. So, I have no problem with people who believe. I have absolutely no problem with people of faith. People can believe whatever they want to, and as long as they're still a good person, regardless of what they believe, I have full respect for them, just as much as I would have for any person. Now, I do not think less of a person just because they have faith, or even if they feel like they need to have faith. Whatever. It's fine. They do not need it. As long as you don't try to convert me, we're good. I'm not out to convert or deconvert or whatever to anybody. My own morality is based on a very simple mantra. Basically the golden rule. Do unto others as you want done unto you. And, you know, just be who you are. Do what you will and don't be an asshole. Just be good to yourself and to other people. And I think everything will work out and be fine. So that's why I personally have no problem with people who decide to do, you know, many drugs, since many of them are really, really harmless for the most part. LSD, ecstasy, shrooms, a lot of that stuff. Many of them are things I'm personally interested in. You should still be very cautious with what substance you use, but I enjoy beer. I love alcohol. I'm a big fan of it, but I don't drink very often. I used to not like beer, and I don't like hard liquor kind of stuff. Ow. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, come on! It sucks. I hope so, although I have no idea. Let me catch up on the chat. Let's see. In fact, in Utah, they're trying to make pornography the largest public health crisis. Yeah, they just announced that, and it's laughably embarrassing. They'll fail. Take a look at Saudi Arabia and Iran. Both fundamental theocracies. Both have porn essentially stymied, and they have the largest porn consumption rates in the entire region. Yeah, it's completely stupid and idiotic. I hope so, although I have no idea what would happen if they didn't. They'd say that it was a revelation that porn shouldn't be banned. Yeah, Utah's the highest paid porn consumption in the US. Don't ask why they pay for it. At least it used to be, and I think it's probably still pretty high. Technological illiteracy, probably. My rule is don't be a... and help when people need it. Decent rules, really. People have the freedom to believe what they want to, so long as they don't try to make public policy with that faith. Yeah, I have a real hard time when people decide that they can use religion to determine policy. I have a very big problem with that. That is no-no. You do not legislate based on religious beliefs. Based on non-provable things. It's not okay. So, like, for me, my general mantra is people should be free to do as they will, as long as they do not harm others. I think that is exactly the kind of mentality our government should be. It should be for us, and it should allow people to do what they will, as long as they are not harming others. Now, that gets complicated if you get into more political and economic conversations, because a lot of people feel very strongly about absolute economic liberty. You know, they should be able to do as they wish. The problem with economies and economic stuff is that it involves money, and we all need money to survive. Unfortunately, with the way life is, money is a necessary thing for us to eat, to have shelter, to be able to have the basics in order to live and survive. As a result, money is really, at least at a certain level, is not and should not be considered nothing more than a commodity. Where it's like, you know, just do what you want. If you want more money, do what you have to do to get more money. Yes and no. I mean, it's a need. So if we're going to seriously make sure that we are providing, you know, people are going to be taken care of by our government, which our government should be here for us, to serve us, why not allow it to do so? And help provide things for us, services that can ensure that we have a decent quality of life, regardless of how much money we make. You know, allow us to have access to food and shelter and stuff like that. Why not? And I mean, I agree with a lot of the things that we all agree that government should provide, you know, roads and utility services and stuff like that. No problem with all of us paying taxes in order to have those things. I'm willing to pay taxes in order to have it. As a matter of fact, now, because of my job and my income and my benefits, I no longer am eligible for any of those benefits like we used to be when I was poor and I was a college student. But I don't need them anymore. I finally have a decent job, can make a decent living, where the need for those things has severely diminished. But that is not the case for many, many people, even college graduates. So it is a service that still needs to remain available. People, I mean, if we're gonna say that our government really does work for everybody, it's something that needs to be there. People need to be able to have access to food and shelter, and I think healthcare. And going into a crazy amount of debt for healthcare, not my idea of a great system. Not. It's really, really not. Whoa! Not see you. I gotta go around the other way. So, for me, I like government when it works, when it's done right, and when it actually is for everybody and not just a few people. Aha! I knew there was a illusory wall. Cool. Let's up a couple of humanity. So I can't say I'm an economic libertarian. I used to, like, be under the impression that I was a libertarian, and I very much am socially, like, almost entirely. You should be allowed to do whatever you want in the privacy of your own home. I don't care, as long as you're not hurting other people. Completely a fan of that. I think that that's right. The government should not be mandating individual behavior like that. But when it comes to economies, we are all dependent on money, on jobs, on financial security in order to survive and have a decent quality of life. And too much economic stuff is tied into that. So if we just allow anyone to do whatever, we allow for people to treat the economy like a game. Games which have rules and are not always followed. I mean, a lot of people will see rules as meant to be broken. They'll see it as a challenge. They'll try to cheat so that they can win, they can get ahead. And if it's treated as a game, cheating will happen. And it often will come at the expense of those who follow the rules. It's a big problem. And while I understand capitalism has provided an amazing amount of growth in wealth and innovation, it also very easily allows for the inhumane treatment of people, workers and stuff, by those who have the jobs, who have the businesses, the factories, and all that kind of stuff. And unless we establish rules of protection in order to make sure people are still treated well, there is no guarantee that they will be treated well in a job that they kind of need, because it's sometimes really hard for people, especially impoverished people, to find work, to be able to just change jobs in case their employer sucks. It's not as easy as some people would suggest. Let's get a job somewhere else. You know, it's just... it's not that easy for a lot of people. It wasn't that easy for even me, and I've been in lower class, lower middle class my whole life. I've had plenty of struggles because of that. And it's especially true when you're in poverty. It's unfairly hard to get out of it. People who are in solid or upper middle class to higher class often just don't have any appreciation for what it's like to be poor and to be in the lower class. Just don't get it. They don't understand how soul-crushingly difficult it can be. And it's so hurtful and frustrating to hear people say things like, well, you're just not trying hard enough. You just want handouts and stuff like that. No, you don't understand. You do not understand. And I have no problem with us paying taxes to make things accessible to those who struggle. I have no problem with that. I'm willing to pay my taxes in order to do so, and I think that is something that we should all be doing. They are services and securities we should be providing for everyone, in case, you know, things might not always go so well for you, person that has always had things good. You know, you may have need for these things someday. So, I mean, maybe you can't imagine it because you've always had it fairly good, and you haven't really had too much cause for struggle and worry. Maybe you have contacts, you have family, friends, people who have always been available to you so that you haven't really had any concern or worry in case something were to go wrong. That's great for you. It really is wonderful that you were born into such fortunate circumstances, but you've got to understand, it is not like that for many, many people. A lot of us just don't have that fortune. Many of us, the only people we know, the friends and family we know, are stuck in the same lower place as we are, and that we've always been. That's how we were raised, because that was the family we were born into. It was, you know, at no fault of their own, that's just what we've had. And you cannot expect that everything that has just happened to work out for you is just going to happen to work out for everyone else. You haven't had it hard like that. You don't know what it's like, and you are not really in a fair position to say that you can justify not having those kind of services available to people who might need them. It's not fair for you to hold everyone to your standard that you haven't had to deal with. It's just, you don't know. So how can you really fairly know what should be available for those who are not as fortunate, who fall into more misfortunate circumstances? They don't have all those connections, family or friends, that can help them when things get rough. I can't take it. I have a real hard time with people who just act like, you know, people are just acting spoiled, they're acting entitled, like they just want freebies and handouts. Of course there are going to be people like that. Absolutely. And they suck. We all agree that they suck. That they want to be able to just have something for nothing. Nobody likes that. But to assume that anyone who ever needs help and would look to their government in order to provide it could only ever be treated the same as those people that don't want to contribute and that want something for nothing is very unfair and uncool. So now I find myself to be a fiscal liberal. And that is an opinion that, well, I was both socially and fiscally conservative when I was younger. More moderate, but still conservative. I was just kind of raised that way. Mormons typically are that way. Despite the fact that anyone who really understands the Jesus of the New Testament would understand that he's absolutely a socialist. There's just no way around that. You have to be seriously delusional if you believe that Jesus of the New Testament was a capitalist. I mean, seriously? You're just crazy. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with fiscal conservatism as an idea, and economic libertarianism. There are some absolutely justified things to argue from that perspective. And I have no problem debating that stuff. They have legitimate places to come from, you know? But I just personally don't agree, and I don't think that we should be going that way. And I think we can do better for ourselves and for our community, for our country, all that stuff. I find myself to be particularly far to the left, especially as far as Americans are concerned. The current state of American politics, we have swung so far to the right, generally speaking, that I could be seen as a very far left liberal. No. There's no question about that. But when it comes to generally the world politics, I'm pretty far to the left. It's just no question. I am, generally speaking, a leftist. I believe that government is a good thing, and that it is intended to serve, and that it is best utilized when it is transparent and kept honest and with good oversight, and that we all contribute to it fairly. And I think fairly means progressive tax rates. Yes, that means that people who have more pay more percentage of their money. But they still have so much more money that they're still going to be living so well that's not going to make any real difference to them. And instead, that'll allow for the rest of us to have better chances at reaching that same level of success, financial success that they've had. And especially when tax rates, are done well, progressive tax rates need to be done marginally. This is something I did not understand until the last couple of years, and I think a lot of people still do not understand this very basic tax concept, so I'm going to explain it. Marginal tax rates means you have tax brackets where once you make over a certain amount per year, now you're going to start paying a higher percentage of your money in taxes. So let's say, for example, below $15,000 a year, you pay 3% of your income in taxes. And then after 15%, you start paying 5% of your income in taxes. And then after $25,000 a year, you start paying 20% of your taxes, or something like that. That does not mean that as soon as you cross that threshold and you've now earned $15,001, that $15,001 of your dollars are going to be taxed at the higher 5% rate. Because that means that you would end up having less money than if you would only earn $14,099. It means that only the $15,000 and less, or and above, is going to be taxed at that higher rate. Everything below $15,000 is still taxed at the 3%. So you're going to pay $14,999 taxed at 3%, plus whatever you made above that taxed at 5%. And then if you made even more than that, whatever that rate is, taxed at that higher percent. So you only pay the higher percentage on the amount of money you made past that threshold, if that makes sense. It makes perfect sense. That means even if you get a raise, you're still going to make more money. There is absolutely no reason to complain about getting a raise, or wanting to work harder to get more money. I mean, there's nothing negative about it. You're still going to make more money. A little bit more of it is going to be taken out in taxes, yes, but still, you're going to be doing very well for yourself. This is a terrifying creature that I'm facing. Got, like, vacuum suction hands, and I don't know what this is. Hello, creepy creature. Can I kill you? Are you already dead? Oh, okay. You were just terrifying looking and you weren't terribly challenging. Cool. Alright, I should take this opportunity to get caught up in the chat, because you guys have been talking a lot. Okay, let's see. Wow, you guys said a lot. People have the freedom to believe what they want to, as long as they don't try to make public policy with that faith. Yeah. You don't want to be ruled by 2,000-year-old mandates from tribal patriarchs? The second that happens, that's when I have problems. There's a huge history of alcoholism in my family. I only drink with people I trust the most. That's very smart. You should only drink with people you trust anyway. I have alcoholism in my family too, although I wonder how much of that is the Mormon view on things rather than a real addiction. And I wonder that I've been told in by Mormons in my family that there's alcoholism in the family. But as far as blood, I don't know of any of my blood relatives that was an alcoholic. Just people that drank regularly. I have alcoholism in my family, although I wonder how much of that is the Mormon view. Oh yeah, basically everyone of my paternal relation has been in rehab for alcoholism, so I'm always super careful, yeah. And that's good to be aware of, and you should be very cautious. Sounds like a good plan. Like single-player healthcare. Oh yeah, that's something I'd said. Yeah, I really, really wish we had single-player health. But we don't. Because we have much worse healthcare plans instead. Getting texted. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, we need a single payer desperately. Oh, sounds like a good plan. Raised as moron. Yeah, I think it meant Mormon. I was sure my first drink would be the end of me, so I never touched it. Yeah, exactly. There is no excuse for the U.S. to not have a single-payer healthcare system. Agreed. Freudian slip on my part. Yep, but still somehow fitting. What you said still works. So fitting. We don't even have the best quality of healthcare in the US. No. Some of our specialists are very good, like our special surgeons. But a lot of our healthcare is just okay. It's decent. But it's not the best. And it's so much more expensive, it makes no sense. Nope, we pay more than others and get less. Just because I have health coverage doesn't mean I shouldn't fight for the same for others. Absolutely. And I have like one of the greatest healthcare plans because of my job. I am ridiculously lucky now. And I still have no problem fighting for single payer because I think that that's the right thing for us to do. I wonder where that'll put my employer, so it's kind of an awkward thing, but I very much believe in that. So you're a fiscal conservative liberal trimmings. I think he was saying that to me. I think some should make more if that is their focus, but the amount of disparity today is ridiculous. Yeah, capitalism, is if well regulated under the law, is a decent system. Exactly the same as democratic socialism. I'll just throw this out there. I am absolutely a social democrat. Completely and totally. Yeah, I think some regulation is definitely necessary. I think today that regulation goes the wrong way. Some of it is stupid, and a lot of it is way too lax, and a lot of it isn't enforced, and that's a big problem, I think. Nah, today's regulation is way, way too full of loopholes. Yes. Like our so-called Wall Street reform. A lot of that is so weak. Loopholes for those that have the time and the money to get them. Completely true. Yep, there's a history of Republican politicians having themselves or their family on some form of the social safety net and then wanting to cut it for everyone else. Like Rubio. Absolutely infuriating to me. Today's mentality of those lawmakers is sawed off. I've got mine, you don't need it. Sadly, yes. Same for those in society above the poverty level. So easy to forget those below you. Yeah. I've had the luxury of a decent salary and benefits for 5 years. I forget what it was like to not have them. I know. I wonder what that'll be like. The people who are not as fortunate as you should have the same opportunities that you do. School, medicine, so on. Yeah, totally. Mystic, there will always be people that take advantage of a system. Yeah, there are, and they suck. However, the vast majority of people that use the system use it because they need it. Yeah, completely. No, I am absolutely fiscally conservative in one big area, our military. Our military is bigger than the next 26 nations put together, 23 of which are allies. Yep, you're speaking my language. Our military spending is greater than the next 12 nations put together, 11 of which are allies. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. We don't need it to be anywhere near what it is, and that money could be spent in so many better places. The straw man of the mooching lazy person is easier to defeat than those trying to climb out but can't. Yeah, the straw man's awful. We do not need to control the world through fear. I completely agree. When your largest budget is the military, how are you going to solve your problems? Yeah, nobody's really threatening us. We are okay. Granted, a lot of other countries depend on our stronger military, which is good because that allows them to use their money for other things that can help their own economies and their own people. So I'm mixed on that. I really think that we should be instead pushing that toward a UN army where everybody has a say with preference to those that are the most populous and that contribute the most to the general world economy. You know, kind of a balance there. I completely think that that should be all pushed on the UN, and then everyone can kind of just scale back their own military, have something useful, especially for those that are in a combat area. Oh, someone just kindled a bonfire near me. And then just, you know, I think that the UN should be a much more stronger thing than it is. Our military covers 56% of our discretionary spending that isn't paid down on the debt of the deficit. Yeah, we spend so much more than any other country in our military, too. Nobody even comes close, whether per soldier or all in all. That makes sense. I like it. Gioro! Hi, Gioro! I'm a fan of Thorm Hartman's tax plan for an individual's income. People keep kindling. That makes me happy. Keep reading. I'm not quite there. For an individual's income, if you earn $1 billion, you pay 100% tax on every cent above $1 billion. I'm not quite there. I don't necessarily have a huge problem with that, but I'm not completely there. I'm okay with still progressive rates that aren't 100%. Great explanation on the taxes. Agreed. I like that plan. Then when you take AI and robots of the future, disparity will grow unless something else changes. And yeah, that's something that is so incredibly important that we haven't really talked about until the past couple of years. And I personally thank CGP Grey for this, because without his video, I wouldn't have known and talked about this, and I think a lot of people online would also be the same, where we wouldn't have talked about this. But this is incredibly important. We have advanced machinery and AI already available today. It is here. It's just becoming mainstream. It's going to take time. Secret? Nothing there. So we absolutely need to be prepared for the fact that a lot of our jobs are about to be lost in the next 5-10 years. Transportation, a lot of busy work that can be done by simple AI stuff. I mean, it's insane the amount of jobs that we are currently employed in that are going to just be gone once AI becomes more commonplace. The AI and the advanced robotics that already exist. It's a big deal. It's not something to be taken lightly. Beware of pyromancy. Try pyromancy scroll. What is up here? Whoa, it's a dude! Hey, dude! You are interesting and you look a lot like me. Dark Spirit Knight Kirk has invaded. Whoa! Hey, friend! Ow. Gotcha. Well, that was easy. I didn't realize I was, still human. Soldier ahead. Praise the sun! Alright, I should probably heal Anestus. What did this give me? Barbed straight sword. Cool. So that is a giant fog gate. That's probably the... Try rolling. Lord Soul guy I'm fighting. I will wait on that for a bit. Area of fall. By death. What? If you can't live lavishly on $1 billion a year, you're an idiot. That's true. Killed her with one backstab. Good thing you were human, let you kill Kirk. Did you kill him in the depths too? No, I didn't see Kirk down there. Giora, you were watching me in the depths. How could you have forgotten already? So yeah, the AI thing is extremely important. It's something that we really need to be talking about more on a grander scale rather than just a few of us on Reddit and YouTube. But absolutely, if you have not seen CGB Gray's Humans Need Not Apply video, you need to go watch that. Absolutely one of the most important videos that has been made in our time. Because everything he talks about, Chaos Fire Whip. What is that? It's something that we really need to be aware of. Art of the Flame of Chaos, which engulfed the Witch of Izalith and her daughters. Sweep foes with Chaos Fire Whip. The Fire Whip was wielded by the eldest of the Daughters of Chaos. Izalith was the parent of Quilog and her sister Spider Girl things. And so they gave what became the discharge guy the ring. And he dropped it and it turned into a demon and he became the discharge and blah 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 blah. Cool. Let me keep exploring these guys. I wish there was a bonfire a little bit closer than this, but okay. I have no idea on that bit. I know he didn't do Demon Ruins. Eventually my technical job will be replaced by automation and AI too. Maybe not soon, but eventually. I've displaced your playthrough with my Dark Souls 3 playthrough. So many branching paths. You've displaced it? What do you mean? Like mentally you've displaced it? You can't keep straight where I've been anymore? Put down here. Oh, I can't just go here. And then I can just fall down there. That's the soul of a hero. I need a hero! I'm coming out of a hero at the end of the night! Sounds like my video is a bit behind. The Humans Need Not Apply is phenomenal. Mentally, I can't remember what you've done, yeah. Yep, there's always a delay on Twitch between the stream and chat. Oh, of course. Oh. So yeah, but to start off with, the majority of our jobs right now, like the 9 of the 10 most common jobs that are done right now by most people, are totally at risk of being replaced. At risk by automation. And that's insane high numbers of people who are going to be unemployed and unemployable because all their jobs will just be completely gone in the entire industry and no one's going to want to hire them and their skills are going to be useless. I mean, we're already going to see that with transportation by itself because of self-driving cars. That's coming very soon. You and I, we all know it. And these people that are driving for a living are in big trouble. They just are. So that we've got to figure out how to deal with the fact that a lot of people are not going to be able to work. It's not going to be their fault, and there's nothing they're going to be able to do about it. unless we either spend a ton of money to make, like, you know, retraining programs and stuff. Oh, come on! Maybe I should jump back into it. Automated McDonald's. Reconnecting. The delay is more than 10 seconds. You can refresh and you should get caught up. Honestly, Mystic, I say bring it on. We need to shift away from the acquisition of wealth as the driving force of our lives. Yeah, I love the Star Trek version of economics where they don't even have currency anymore and everyone just exists and lives the same, with the same accessibility to everything. I totally love that. And I think we can do that. Not now, and not soon, but there's no reason we can't work towards that. I'm completely convinced of that. And I would love it if we had that, because I think that that would be the best. That was one of the things that made me fall in love with Star Trek, was that system of living that they all had. The thing is, the video says so well, is that so many people are going to be flooding the market. The market in all these other ways, you know, things that they can do that no one wants them to do, all sorts of stuff. I get over there. Nope. Ouch. Falling. Then I could design games instead of fixing computers. Yeah. That'd be awesome, man. How to... Get out of here. There we go. Alright. So we need to seriously either be prepared to provide serious training for other kinds of jobs that'll still be available, or we need to just recognize that a lot of people aren't going to be working, and they may never get out of that. And it's already hard as it is to get out of unemployment when it happens, when the job market's okay. But when it's that bad, we may be just looking at permanent unemployment. And we might have to reevaluate how we consider people who don't work. That maybe working in the traditional sense is a dying form. Maybe we just need to move past that. And recognize that working is for machines, and living is for humans. I like how that sounds. I like how that feels when I think about it. And I think that that's something that we can do. The rare ring of sacrifice. I got it. Okay, that took me way too many attempts to get. What is that? I think I may already have that. Yeah, I already do. I totally agree. If we could do what we want to, not what we have to have money. As there are people who enjoy fixing computers, but there are other people who like working in sewers. Right. Honestly, Hero, there might be some. Not any that I know. I think unemployment could happen eventually, but short-term it would be handled through shortened work weeks. Be wary of liar, rear ahead, script. Doesn't help. I feel like there should be something else in here, but there does not seem to be. Okay, so now there's this last area I have not explored before the fog gate. Ah! So honestly, I think we're going to have to get to the point where we're going to have to recognize, and I think that the best solution for all this is universal basic income, which I am a huge fan of, and I have been ever since I even learned the concept existed. And it's supported by thinkers and economists from every political leaning. Exactly how much to provide for everybody. A universal basic income, in case you don't know, just means everybody gets a paycheck, regardless of who they are and how much money they make and all that stuff. Everybody gets money, periodically. Now, those who make more would get taxed enough, so much more, that they would still see, basically, like they would not be getting that extra help, but they would be paying into it more than getting anything out of it. But, still, technically speaking, they would also be, you know, qualified for it, they just would ultimately not get it. The exact amount that we would all be paid would have to depend on current inflation, and costs of living, and would probably have to adjust to where people live, and stuff like that. But depending on what we're comfortable providing, could supplement a basic minimum wage income. Supplement or even replace, to the point where working those kinds of jobs will no longer be necessary or even helpful. Especially if we're going to be seeing most of those jobs getting replaced by automation anyway, which we probably are. For many of those jobs, a lot of the basic customer service stuff and all that crap, it's just going to be replaced by it. So it would make sense that we just make enough through the basic income where people can work stuff they would rather work at. Higher paying jobs, higher skilled stuff, and people could even take a chance on their own business because they would have that fallback that would allow them to know that they're going to have something to still live off of in case it doesn't take off and go great. And then maybe they decide later, well, this didn't work for me, I should go back to finding just a kind of more regular job with a more regular thing of employment and stuff like that. You know, whatever. That's fine. But if we get to the point where eventually so many of our jobs are taken by machines that very few of us end up really having anything to do for work, never mind needing to work, then it just becomes a question of at what point do we change our perspective and say that everyone has to work the way we think they do? Maybe we're just going to get to the point where most humans are not and should not be employed. Ow. 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 Come on. I just think, honestly, that that's the way of the future. Ow, gosh. Nope. Ow. Come on. Get away from me, you jerk. Ah, come on. How does that keep happening? Whoa. Not get too cocky. Right, and the basic income would replace a lot of currently needed benefits programs, like food stamps and welfare and stuff like that. So a lot of costs would be cut as a result of that. Oh, don't! No! Oh, I hate these things so much. They're such a pain. Why didn't I use the shield? I'm stupid. Ah! All the way friggin' back here. This sucks. I'm getting angry. All that wasted time. All that time traversing, and I never found a new bonfire. Ah! This sucks. This sucks. Give me while I kind of regain my bearings here. The problem is we have such a mentality amongst so many Americans that people are only worthwhile and they are only deserving of money and success if they work your typical basic red titanite chunk. 9 to 5, working for someone else or running your own business. There's just this expectancy that that is the only way that one deserves to be successful. And so we should only be allowing people to do well if they do that. And I think that that mentality is very much going to have to change if we're ever going to move past that. And accept the fact that we're not always going to be able to do that forever. As machines and AI get better and better, it's just going to become impossible to really hold people to that expectation and think that it's going to work out. It's just not going to happen. I guess I should. Oh! I fell for it. Whoa! Those are horrifying. Oh my god. Ew! Holy! Ah! That's stuff of nightmares. That is the stuff of nightmares right there. Oh man, I don't like this. I'm in a completely different area. And I didn't even get to go back and get my souls. Oh, I feel stupid. This isn't good. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to get out at all the way I came in. Oh, jeez. Those were absolutely terrifying. What do I do? Where do I go? Oh, those are horrifying. Oh, it's one of those things. This is where I was, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Oh, that was awful. Totally took me by surprise. Let me go get my souls back before I move on. I'm gonna be very angry if I lose them. Alright, yeah, a lot of the costs of current welfare programs could just completely go away because everyone would just get a check, and a lot of welfare and unemployment and minimum wage and all that stuff could just go away. Absolutely. And that would be great, you know? It'd be awesome to not have to deal with all that and to know that everyone's going to get a real fair shot because everyone's getting the same amount of money by default. Okay, let me get caught up in the chat. I would love to work 5-hour days. Wait, no, 4 days. 4 6-hour days. Okay, I have to ask if the liar instead of lair is an inside joke. Honestly, Mystic, a universal basic income eliminates the need for a social safety net in its entirety. Yeah, it absolutely does. It keeps saying liar ahead, and I keep waiting for an NPC that gives you bad info. Yeah, I know. I'm guessing the message was left by a player who saw another message that was misleading, but the misleading message might not always show up at the same time. I think Ubi is a great start, but some jobs would still demand a premium. Absolutely. You're not going to see a neurosurgeon vanish. People for a long time will prefer a neuro working on their brain than a robot. Totally agree on the safety net. It's scary to take the risk. I hope we get to the point where unemployment is not necessary. Yeah, well, if everyone of an adult age is being paid, you don't need food stamps, and it gets rid of so much of the administrative cost. Just running by that guy is the best option. I like to two-hand verse them. I think they flinch on the 4th hit. Ring of sacrifice. So I don't want to give the wrong impression. I like my job, but prefer to do other things. They are defined by their position, salary, etc. That's because of our economic classes, Mystic. You have so many schools and directing people at a young age that your only worth comes from contributing to society in the form of working a 9-to-5 job. Yeah, totally. Homer Bone. Nuclear simian, so true. The planet also can't handle eternal excess and growth. At some point, we need to be happy without insane growth. Yeah, but capitalism as a system cannot remain without growth. Golden. Yet capitalism won't last forever. No, it will not. Alright, I will move on to that other area after I've at least gotten my souls. What else is beyond here? Oh, bonfire, look at that! Right? Isn't it? What it looks like. Alright, ranged battle. Oh, it's just one of these. Oh, come on! No! Missed it. Lizard ahead. Whoa! What happened? What's going on with Sombro? Ow! Whoa, stop it! Oh, crap! That's not good. Jeez, I don't like that at all. Why did that happen to him? Can I help him? Can I help, like, free him from whatever is influencing him to do that? That sucks. Yeah, capitalism was great for its time, and I think we are well past time moving on from just pure capitalism. It's a deeply flawed system that will never work on its own. Certainly not if we value humanity and believe that everyone deserves an equal chance and is not automatically born with one, which they are not. So, it should be pretty much everyone who's thinking clearly and completely delusional. Socialism, I just don't think we're ready for. I don't know that we ever will be. It requires way too much trust in each other and not enough unbridled, untempered greed. And I don't think we're there, culturally at least. We might get there, but I'd be surprised if we did. I certainly think that right now, an excellent system, one that could serve us in many ways, is a hybrid of the two, which we have. We already have. We have had for... Oh, it's just these guys from the top. Wow, they are really horrifying. Whoa! Sleepy devil. Oh, I need another bonfire. Why isn't there a closer one? Eh. Yeah, those things are gross. And, yeah. So now I've gotten political on my channel. Just enough to at least express my views on things. And I think that should make it fairly obvious what political candidate I would be supporting in this election. And I'm a bit disappointed that things haven't gone as well as they could for said candidate overall. But they definitely have gone well. And could still be okay. It's just going to be kind of tough. We'll see how it goes. He lost his marbles because of the maggot. Stupid maggot. You said it in the chat, but I'm not gonna say it, so it's quite so obvious on my end. Ow! Oh, I hate these things. Minute Saint. Oh, I wish there was something I could do about this. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes! Gotcha. Twinkling Titanite and Red Titanite chunk. Oh, get away from me! Holy crap! There's really nothing I can do. Oh, that is the saddest thing.
Dark. So dark.
Oh, that's awful. buddy. That really upsets me. Well, that's the saddest thing ever. And that opens up this shortcut I was at earlier. Nice. The Demon Ruins. Oh, that is so sad. Oh, poor Sunbro. Yeah, the Oscar thing was very sad for me, but that takes the cake. That's the worst. He is the son. He lost his marbles because of the maggot. Stupid maggot. He just got blamed and is feeling the burn. There's nothing you can do. Mercy's the only solution. If we don't address the problems facing us, it will be too late. Everybody wants to bury their heads in the sand and not address it. Sunbro is best bro. He was a good bro. At least you got Onion Bro. It's true. Still have Onion Bro. Try range battle. He cannot one-hit kill me. Are you kidding me? I have no knowledge of the future as I haven't played it yet. I'm getting really sick of this. Forget it, I'm done with this guy. I'm trying to fight out the souls. I have come from the future and I have to say, it gets scary. Counter hit. You were in mid-swing. Oh, that is awful. Poor Sunbro. Yeah, I do not like this shield spell. Do not like it nearly as much as the one in Demon Souls. That one was awesome. I felt like I could actually be defended. Not this. Alright, so... very few Dark Souls stories end well. That's depressing. No, get... Stupid. Sad world. Lots of sad stories. Souls back and get out. There's a lore series on YouTube called Prepare to Cry. I think I've heard of that. Souls. Probably thinking of a different miracle in DS, which is called the Great Magic Barrier, and it's a miracle. Okay, good, I dodged it. I'm just kind of amazed that I'm still not doing that great against these guys, despite being... Oh, so well leveled. Get away from me, you son of a... Oh, I'm getting angry now. I just want to get out of there. Getting very pissed off. I have run through this part too many times. Too many! Apparently those fire-breathing statues are called demonic statues. I don't like that. I'm renaming them Dragon Fire Pots. I just call them fire tubs. Because they're kind of tubby. Oh, I wish I had a snack today. I've enjoyed playing. Oh, come on! Get. Starting to lose my patience really badly. Sounds like a good name. Is there a bonfire through the shortcut that would be closer than the current? Maybe a little. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm so sick of this part. I want to move on. I think I should explore this other part I fell down later. Come on, Bloodstain. Where's my bloodstain? Where is my bloodstain? Behind him again, huh? This garbage. Okay, good, I got away. Go, 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 go. Whew. Losing patience is when you play worse. In mind. Yeah, I know. Better ring a sacrifice on or just cheese it in Homeward Bound. Since I'm running low on time, I don't know, I'll just check this out really quick. Not like it down here at all. It's creepy and gross. Kind of horrifying. Actually, knowing what those things look like from the top makes them really awful. Super duper creepy. On top. Oh, how do I get up there? Jump over from somewhere else? Probably. Do I have to fall from somewhere else? I don't know. Maybe I can go up onto the up top from the other side, and that will that. Don't like this. Did I just trap myself? Please don't tell me I just trapped myself. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. Uh-oh. I think I may be in trouble. Well, let's just go down here and see what happens. Ow! 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 Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! No! 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 Where am I? Oh, I was put into the top. That's just great. Oh. Oh gosh! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Heal, please. Get away! Get away! Okay. Whew! Oh, there goes my camera. Yep, that means it's definitely been a while. Let me just turn it off really quick. That won't hamper the video anymore. That just death? No, there's something down there. This allows me to walk faster. Let me switch rings with the what is it, the rusted ring? Yeah. Better. That's much better. Okay. What are you guys saying? It's striking my throwing the ring of sacrifice, just cheese him, go ahead and put the ring of sacrifice. Anyway, to be honest. Anyway, if you die. What did I get? A Titanite slab. Cool. Pretty sure trapped. Ha ha ha, they're falling down the hole. All of them just fell to their deaths. Oh, and I didn't notice. Alright, well that's good. Yay! I'm glad that they all killed themselves. That makes me very happy. Dummies. Okay, that means I can get some extra stuff. Okay, did they... So they all fell to their deaths. Can I survive a fall down there? Red Titanite jump. Just heal, just to be safe. Da 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 da. I'm really surprised that I survived this fall. I would not be able to survive that fall. Guaranteed death. Aw, well then how am I supposed to get out of here? Can I not get out? Please don't tell me I can't get out. There's gotta be a way. Because this is stupid if I can't. I think there would be a way. Let's go behind this one. Maybe I just haven't found it yet. There it is! Okay, good. Woo! That's a relief. Alright. There's a couple ways out. Sweet. Oh, and now I'm here. Awesome. And I can kill you because the kids are actually super easy. Red Titanite chunk. Alright. So now where did the other stairs come up to? That's what I want to go back to the other stairs. Those things are called Chaos Eaters, by the way. Weird. So no, thank you. By the way, oh, I'm on the other side. Holy crap, there's a lot going on here. Is this the treasure I already got, or is this different? This looks a little different. Nope, it's the same. Okay. I'm surprised you didn't get ground up and eaten immediately when you were grabbed. Well, I did, I just didn't die from it. Heal. I'm almost done with my poison. Let's get out of here. Come on, stairs. Come on, stairs. There they are. Sweet. Okay, good. And that should be everything up in this area, so I should be able to move on to the fog gate and attempt this boss. Alright. Yes, even though my camera is dead, I still want to attempt this boss tonight. I'm feeling pumped. I want to do it. So, Yana! I wonder what that message over there says. Alright. That was enough of that filthy area. Get out of here. Really wish I had a bonfire. I guess I should put on the Ring of Sacrifice for this boss fight. You really don't want to risk that many souls on this fight. Spend souls. It is boss fight after all. Yeah, I'm going to. I just don't know where bonfire is, so I have a whole lot going on. This person doesn't come back, do they? I wonder who it was. That was closed-ended, wasn't it? Another daughter of Izalith? Shouldn't be telling that. Not that. Spoil it for me. Oh, the two of you! Knock it off. Alright, so there's that. That should be good. Well, let's give it a go, shall we? Oh. Weakness, egg. Don't hurt me, don't hurt me. Whoa, that's a big one. Bed of Chaos. Cool. It's very interesting. What are those glowy orbs? I don't want to see if I can hit them. Oh! Ow! Got me. Wait for it to strike. Ooh, I got in. Ha! is that? Whoa. That's ugly as sin. Ow. Okay, get away. Oh no. Instant death. That's super lame. Ring of Sacrifice shattered. Oh, that's that. Grab my stuff. Level up. Let's do my endurance. Strength. Not enough. Yep, I knew I would put the ring on just because I didn't know where a nearby bonfire was. Let's use this and level up a little more. Oh, that was way too much. Good choice of ring. That's why I said to put that ring on. Time for bed for me. Work tomorrow. Ta-ta. Well, actually, I think I'm going to also call it a night. This is a great place for me to stop. I have leveled up. And I kind of have an idea of what to expect for this boss. Still not sure how I'm going to get out of that section after breaking that thing and survive, but there it is. So, anyway, thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate the commentary. I think we had a cool chat about all sorts of stuff, so that was kind of fun. And everyone who watched later on YouTube, thank you. Thank you for watching and supporting. And I will see you guys in the next one. I will be playing this again this week on Thursday. So see you guys then. This is MystikDan signing out. Bye.